Hello everyone. So our today's problem says we have to find the max difference you can get from changing an integer. So the problem is like you will given an integer nums. All you have to do, you have to perform two separate times. You have to like you can apply following steps two separate times. Means like each time we can take separate value. So pick a digit, any digit, and all you have to do, you have to change the digit on every iteration of same digit. And all you have to do, you have to make it maximum value and minimum value, and the return the difference between maximum and minimum, and that difference should be the maximum. Uh, if we have a look at the note that neither A or B means our A value or B value may have any leading zeros and must not be zero. What does this one means? This one means the number can't start from with zero. For example, the number can start like this 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Like there shouldn't be any zero at the beginning of the number, or the number can't be zero. Okay, so let's first like understand the question. I'll just copy this one, paste it here. So the number is 5555, right? What we can do, we can at our first iteration, what we can do, we can pick one number. Like if you have look at my yesterday's video, you'll guess this question. Like just pick one number from here. For example, the number is 5. To make this number to maximum number, what we can do, we can we picked our number, right? This one is 5, and each time we find 5, we'll change the value into 9. So our first value is 5, we'll convert it into 9, and our second and third value is also 5. So the max value we will find is 999. To convert this number into minimum number, what we can do, we can pick our first number, which is 5, and we'll convert 5 into 1. We can't convert 5 into 0 because the problem says there shouldn't be any leading 0. So the minimum value we can convert is 1. So our minimum value will be 1, 1, 1 because each number is 5 in it. And the difference between them is 8, 8, 8, right? Now, if I give you one more example, for example, our, I'll just remove the one. Okay. Now, if our number is 1, 2, 3, 4, what would be the maximum value? For maximum value, the problem is pretty much simple. Like we'll pick our first value, which is not 9, then maximum value will be, we'll convert the 1. Each time we'll find 1, we'll convert it to 9. If I write, I pick my value and we're gonna convert it into 9. So first number is 1, I'll convert it into 9. Then our second number is 2, it's not equal to 1, so 2 will remain same, 3 and 4. This is the maximum value we can get. Now, for minimum value, if you have a look here, for minimum value, if we select 1, then what we can make one the minimum one. So there is no less than one, right? No value is less than one. We can't make it zero in it. So what we will do, we will go to our second value, third value, or fourth value. So our second value is 2, right? We can pick our second value, and then we can say, like, I from now, if I find 2, I'll convert it into 1. So what I can do, I'll write it 2 here, and our first value will remain same. And then if I find 2, I'll convert it into 1. Now, if I convert it into 1, there's one catch. If I find, like for example, 1 will be remain same, and 2 will be 1, then 3 and 4. But if we have a look carefully, if we convert a number which is in the first position, we can convert it into 0 easily. For example, here, if I make 2 into 0, like 1, and if I convert 2 into 0, and then 3, 4, there will be no leading 0, right? That 0 is not at the beginning. So all we have to understand, like for the minimum value, if our like if our peaked integer or peaked index is not the first index, we can convert it into 0. If I give you one more example, like um, 9, 98, then for maximum value we can say, like, we will pick our second like first index, and then I can convert it as 99. And for making it minimum, if we pick the first integer, yeah, means 0th integer, or you can say our first integer, we can't make it 0, right? So all we have to do, we have to make it 1, and then 8. This is the minimum I can get. But if the number was like 18, right? The maximum of 18, if I take this 18, I'll pick my first value here for maximum, then I'll convert it into 9, and it will be remain same. Here, our first value is 1. So what I can do, I will look for any non-1 number. So here our second value is 8, and what I will do, if it is not the first integer, I can convert it into 0. I hope you get it. One more test case, if I have a look, for example, if our value is 100, then for maximum it's pretty much simple. Like 1 is not equal to 9, so you can make it 900. And now if you look, our first value is 1, so we can't pick the first value. Again, at the same time, our second value is 0. There will be no number less than 0, right? So our minimum value will remain same. I hope you got what I mean. If I have a look at one more example, 928, for example. So here our maximum value will be, our first value is 9, so we won't pick our first value. Second index is 2, so we will convert 2 into 9. So 9, 9, and 8. For the minimum of first integer is 9, so what we will do, as it is first, we can't make it 0, so we'll make it 1, and again 2, 8, and we'll simply return the difference between these two values. I hope you got the idea. Now, how can we solve this question? For solving this question, like for the maximum value, is really simple. All we have to do, we will like run a for loop. Whenever we'll find a value which is not 9, we'll pick this one, and then on each iteration, If we find the same value, we'll convert it into 9. And then that's how we'll get the minimum value. For the maximum value, and for the minimum, we'll do two case. For one, if the first index is not 1, then we'll simply take our first index and make it 1, and each time you'll find the first index, we'll make it 1. If our first index is 1, then we'll look for second, third, or fourth value, any value, and if we find any value is not 1 or not 0, then we'll take it and we'll make it 0. If I code this problem, and at first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna convert it into string, and then at the end of the solution, what I'll do, I'll convert it into the integer and just simply perform the minus. So first I'll convert in the string so this is our built-in C++ library strn string number, and I'm gonna make two more string. One is max string, sorry, one is max string is equal to string, and another is main string equal to string. And at the end we can just return, what I'm gonna return is there is one C++ standard template library to convert string into number is stoi, and our max string minus stoi means string. Now all we have to do, we have to find our max string. So find maximum. I'll just write this. Now what I can do, I will take character. One character will be to convert the maximum. I don't know, one character I'm gonna select to convert all the value of maximum string. So we can say for digit for max, and initial value I'll make it 0, and another one is digit for min. Yeah, I'll write like this. So find maximum is pretty much simple. What we are gonna do, we will run a for loop, character into string. If we find any character which is not equal to 9, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say delete for max. I'm just copy it, delete for max is equal to character, and simply break this. That's it. Now here I will do, if we find any digit for max, then again for character ch, we're gonna run a loop on our maximum string, max string, if our character is equal to digit for max, then I can simply make this character 9. That's it, yeah. So what it did here, like for example, here we found 5 as our digit for max. Now each time we find 5, we're gonna convert it into 9, right? Then that's simple. Now find minimum. Okay. So for minimum, there will be two cases, as I already mentioned. If I there will be two cases. One case is our first number is 1, 1 and 2, 8, or there will be another case is like our first number is non-one, like it's 2, 3, 4. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first look if string of 0 is not equal to 1. There will be one case, and there will be another case. If the first value is not 1, pretty much simple. All we have to do, we have to take our first value, right? So I can say digit for main is equal to 0, 0, and each time we find, like for character ch into minimum string, if ch is equal to digit for main, if each time I find digit for main, I'm gonna make the character 0. Sorry, the first value is, our first value is not 1, right? So first value is not 1 means I'm gonna take our first value, right? So we cannot make it 0, we have to make it 1. Else, our first value is 1, first value is 1, then we have to look for the our digit for main, right? So we're gonna perform the same thing like where we perform the to find and convert the for the maximum value, right? So if I write this like 4, write a ch and train if ch is not equal, sorry, if ch is not equal to 1, and at the same time we have to look if ch is not equal to 0, 0, and we wanna say digit for main equal to ch. It's pretty much simple, and just break it. Now if we find digit for main, what we're gonna do, we're gonna run a for loop right here, for loop ch on the minimum string, and if we find digit for main in my minimum string, I'll just, if I find it for minimum string, all we're gonna do, we're gonna make the character and 0. That's it. So what I'm doing here, I'm like if my for example, if my first value is 1, if my first value is 1, I'm gonna look for like other value. Then we're gonna look is, we're gonna come at our second integer and we're gonna say like, okay, are you not equal to 1 or 0? So yeah, is not equal to 1 or 0. So we can simply convert 9 in 0. And at the end, we're gonna return. We are making our maximum string into integer, again minimum string into integer. We're gonna now return the difference. If I run the code, okay, shouldn't be the double quotation, it's single quotation. Yeah, now if I submit this code, yeah, it's accepted. Thank you so much.